conversation, prepare for some deep shit. Bossy, you're a bitch. What the fuck?
How's it going, everybody? And welcome to the Best of Series Volume 3. I am Sean Sation. Introduce to you the best of Crazy Fist, 5 of his best matches dating back from when he first started all the way up to WrestleFest 2. And we're here today to do the watch along of your last match for the World Heavyweight title against Sinister. Now, let me introduce the man right now. He's a WFA legend, one of the best that's done it, one of my best friends, my partner in crime with Team Station. His name is Bernardo, but you'll know him better as Crazy Fist. Bernardo.
How you doing? Welcome.
Welcome to the channel, man. I appreciate you doing this, and we're going to go down memory road, bro. How's it going?
Sean Station, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be part of this Volume 3, Save the Best for Last, I guess. Third time's the charm.
There you go.
I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very excited to relive my my pretty much last match at WFA for the title. I haven't watched this since, I don't know, it's been a very long time, so I'm very excited to rewatch it again.
Likewise, man. It's been quite some time since I seen this match. And I had some opinions with the match, but overall I loved the match. But you had some upcoming here in WFA where you put your body through a lot of punishment, and from the likes of K Venom, I mean, you name it, man. But like one of the craziest matches that come to my mind has to be with you and K Venom, you and Sinister. You and I have had a hell of a match as well. And I mean, this match right here, speaks to me because this match, I mean, it's kind of your Rocky Balboa moment,
Yes.
your farewell. And I mean, you guys took it to the limit, man. If there is a limit, I don't even think there was, because you guys did some crazy stuff that's unforgettable. I mean, this match is definitely in my top 10 of WFA 3 right here as one of the greatest. And let's talk about what led to this match, man. Let's go back to Royal Park Rumble, the first ever Royal Park Rumble, which I must say was a disaster piece overall. I mean, let's say you, man. Bring me back to that. What's your memories of Royal Park Rumble?
Well, it's a very good memory from what I have. Yes, in a sense of overall chaos. It was a lot of unplanning. It was a lot of shooting from the hip, a lot of improv from everybody. It was the most memorable Park Rumble we had because of pretty much the chaos that it followed. There was a lot of exciting moments, a lot of good spots. Besides the few mishaps here and there, I remember getting hurt when I was doing a stunner with Slick Rick.
Yeah, let's talk about that briefly, really quick. I mean, when you went to the Rumble, man, you went crazy. I mean, you hit crazy DDTs all over. That was one of them. I mean, you were going at it. Talk about the hype, man. That was like exciting right there when you did the Rumble.
Oh yeah, it was very exciting. Well, first off, for me, it was exciting because I had never been a part of the Park Rumble, and every match that I've gone into, I've always had the idea that I would, I might not be the biggest, I might not be the strongest, I might not be the tallest, but I damn well want to steal that show. I want to have the best spots, the best bumps. I want people to say that wasn't the main event, but that was the best match.
Right.
My whole theory on life is I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to be somebody that's easily forgettable. I want to stick in people's minds, whether it's for something small and very little, or something big and spectacular and entertaining. So I came in hot. I came in throwing tornado DDTs.
Oh man, forget it.
I the more the more pops, the more fans that I hear after a move, the less pain I feel. So I'm gonna do a bigger move after that. It just gets me that hype, that adrenaline gets me going. So I came in hot, as you said, with some tornado DDTs, and from then we the rumble continued, and like I said, I remember having a couple spots with you. I took a stall in the suplex at one point, I think.
Yeah.
And did a couple leg drops in the match, but there was one particular point where I hit Slick Rick with a stunner, and I don't know if I've never hit him with a stunner before, but the weight, he was so much bigger than me. His whole weight was on my spine when I landed, and it took the breath from me completely.
Well, Rick was kind of
I thought I was permanently injured. To me, I was down. As you can see in the rumble, I was down for at least 15 minutes.
Well, I remember in that rumble. I mean, I had, like towards the end of that rumble, before I got eliminated, I had you like right in the corner where the pole was, where I was just kind of like keeping my foot on you, like if I was choking you, just so you could rest up. Because I remember that because like when you landed that stunner on Rick, I mean, he was kind of doing like one of those RVD cells where he kind of like flip flops himself, and I guess the way you landed, because you look like you bended like a pretzel, man. To be honest with you, when I saw that, so yeah.
You slow it down enough, yeah. It was one of the most painful. It's weird because I've taken bigger bumps than that. As we go on to WrestleFest 2, I've taken much bigger bumps.
Right. And the crazy part is in that Royal Park Rumble is that you took some hellacious bumps in that. I mean, like Jesse West giving you the West Slam, which is the angle slam, and like, you did a leg drop off the top. You did the cable cutter where you did the backflip into the back DDT.
That was unplanned that cable cutter. I was not going for that, but it happened.
Yeah, that was really awesome.
Which is what made the Rumble great. You had a lot of unplanned things just happen. It was magic.
Yeah, it was great, man. I mean, the Rumble itself was a disaster. I mean, I even remember myself, like when Wiggy came in, he was laying in those punches on everybody, and somehow his thumb got into my mouth and sliced the entire side of my mouth on the inside, and I was like bleeding like crazy.
What else happened? Yeah. Didn't Jason break his collarbone?
Yeah. Somehow, supposedly, that's my fault, but I beg to differ. But yeah, I mean, he landed wrong. It was an accident. I mean, like I said, when he landed, he tried to avoid the back bump by landing on his arm, and that caused him to, screw up his collarbone.
Part of the game. But after that stunner, I was down, like you said, 15 minutes or so. I had you kind of stopping me just to like buy some time, and
right.
After the tingling went away, I was numb. After the tingling and numbness went away, I was able to continue.
Right.
And I think I had a pretty good match with Jesse West after that.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were the perfect ending to that, the perfect antidote, because like the thing with you guys was that the back and forth, the attempts to eliminate you and you eliminating him, the tease of where you guys were right on the edge on the outside hanging on, and then you came right back in. I mean, it was picture perfect, man. That ending was great. And then you just went for that, and everyone jumped, man. Everyone popped, and it was a great moment. And Eric made his way in, the world champ. He made his way in just to start this feud up, just to let you know that, shit's about to go down. And I mean, of course, in the end, he laid you out with the belt, but this was the start to the road to WrestleFest 2, man, between you guys.
Indeed it was. And like I said, they were all good memories. Everything you mentioned was just, I haven't relived that in a while, and just to think back about it was a great time in my childhood, really. And I loved working with Eric because I've known Eric for a while, even before I started wrestling with WFA, and we've always been good friends. And I've always thought he was one of the best wrestlers we've had, talented, a good bad guy, and he played the part well. And you know what? He I needed a partner to dance with, and he was a good partner after Royal Park Rumble. So
Yeah, for sure.
that
Now, leading up to this match, I mean, Sinister had matches going on. You were briefly in and out during that time. I mean, so yeah, I mean, during that time while Sinister was wrestling, building it up, and you were coming in here and there, having your matches leading up to WrestleFest 2. I mean, you had a match with Enforcer. I mean, I believe you had a match with a few other people right before the contract signing. Now, during that time, I mean, we were young, we were kids and stuff. I mean, uh, you know, your parents weren't for you wrestling,
no,
right?
no,
And you had to hide that from them, right?
that was tough. I could have had even crazier matches. Maybe it's a good thing that coming up, just to briefly touch on this, coming up from an Albanian culture, uh,
Right,
parents could be sometimes overprotective as opposed to other cultures. Maybe American culture is a little more open-minded. Albanian
right.
culture is a little more traditional, and they're just very protective, overprotective for their kids. So I thought my mom didn't know. Apparently, years later, she told me she always knew about it. She just never cared. She didn't want me to be
Oh,
upset.
she did.
She always knew. She always knew, but she never told me that.
Wow,
You
that's
know.
cool.
So I hid it from her, but at the same time, she knew I did it as well. And it was dangerous. We're wrestling in a park. No mats, no nothing.
That's interesting. I mean, she must have been hiding up on the hill over there in the park, watching over you.
Yeah, I mean, it's when she told me years later, I was like surprised, but at the same time, I understood why she did it because now we have kids of our own, so I understand it.
Right,
But
right.
it was just tough to balance. There was times where I had people watching for me, like at the hill, and giving like signals if you saw my mom coming down the street there.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah, I
Huh.
had my friend Nadia or Nora. They would go up there, and I was, please, I want to have a match. Can you go up there and if you see my mom crossing the street, come and tell me. You know what I mean?
Right, wow.
I had people watching like that. It was a big thing, back then when you're 15, 14 years old. It was a no-no in my culture. So I just remember trying to find time and lie to my parents about where I'm going, what I'm doing, and somehow I ended up still doing it. So it was good.
That's it. That's an interesting fact to hear about, man. I mean, that's really cool. I always heard about that with you, you telling me that, and I just kind of wanted to know a little brief about that. So that's pretty cool. That's really cool to hear. It's kind of cool that your mom was watching and she never said anything. That's
She
pretty awesome.
she knew I was crazy about wrestling at the time. Who wasn't? It was the Attitude Era. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, your guy was Stone Cold. You lived that gimmick.
That was my guy. Stone Cold Steve Austin was. I remember being a kid watching him lose. It would bring tears to my eyes. My dad would say, "Why are you crying?" You know what I mean? But that's
Wow,
what wrestling was back then. It's crazy now because the fans are not. The wrestling is not what it used to be, and the fans are not what they used to be. You know.
absolutely.
But back then, you really believed in those characters and you lived and died by them. And I was no different than you and everybody else in WFA. We had our own favorite characters, and we followed them to the end.
All right, no doubt about it, man. Wrestling was all about capturing the moment and
Yes.
everyone's emotion.
Yep.
So, so getting back into the lead up to WrestleFest, there was a contract signing between you and Sinister backstage. It was actually a funny moment. I remember it pretty well. Um, so basically, we did a contract signing where I was involved, and you're like snatching the contract out of my hand. I'm like, calm down.
You got the
And
clip. You got the clip. You put that in there.
I'm gonna add the clip in here. And I don't know if you remember this, because it's hard to remember everything
I'm going
going
for
down
it.
memory road. But I remember Sinister. I remember you signing it first, and you put "fuck you" as your signature, and I was like trying to hold myself back from laughing.
We all were.
And then from there, Sinister, he signed it, but of course he only SINIS, and he held off the TER at the end because right when that happened, because the whole point of the contract signing was for you guys to not to touch each other till WrestleFest 2.
Right.
And then Sinister attacks you.
That
He
was his
beats you
loophole.
up. That was his loophole, right?
Yeah.
And then he signed it in your blood, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it, man. I mean, but to get to the match, um, you know, the lead up was pretty cool, man. I really enjoyed it. But getting to the match, man, we're gonna do a special watch along looking back at this match. But before we get into it, man, briefly take me back, man. What do you remember about the match? Like, you know, take me behind the scenes. What do you remember? I mean, obviously, when we watch the match, there's probably going to be moments in this match that might bring back a memory. But just to take me through that match, man, how were you feeling that day?
A lot of different emotions. I remember I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something that nobody's seen before. I wanted to be the first of many things that have happened in WFA. I've seen many matches. I've seen many titles switch hands, and there's screw jobs and spots and roll up pins and whatever like that. I wanted a match that people talked about for years, and you know what? That's what happened that day because I remember. I just remember thinking, what can we do to just blow everybody's mind? You know what I mean? And
Right.
there was a lot of spots that we worked on, and I was, even though I knew in my head what I wanted to do, I was scared. I was nervous. It was stuff that I've never tried before, but it was mostly my ideas. I wanted to go above and beyond. If I wasn't gonna win the title, I wanted it to be memorable. And what I remember the most is that I remember thinking this is gonna be a match that people will never forget. And I wanted to be a first of many things. I wanted, whether it was the highest spot, the most dangerous looking spot, I wanted it to be memorable, and that was the key word. I wanted it to be memorable. So when people look back on it and say, "Well, you remember that time Crazy Fist did this or that or this and that,"
Right.
and I just I just remember that. I remember that and just nerves. I was very nervous. You know.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I,
it was definitely.
I also thought that I wasn't on Sinister level at one point. I wasn't good enough to be in that match with him. I didn't deserve to be
Really?
there. That's what in my mind. That's what I thought. Because him and Jesse West always have good matches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've always had good matches with you, and I had a pretty good debut. I took a lot of spots, but did I really win many? No, I always lost most of my matches. You know, but to me, winning didn't really matter much until it came time for the title. I needed that in my career to say that, hey, I walked out on top. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Sometimes
believe it or not, man, a lot of your losses to me, even though you lost a lot, I always didn't feel that you had to win to be over, so to speak. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I
you're
always I,
right.
I always felt like what put you over the most was taking a beating and coming back for more. You know what I mean? Like, the hellacious match that you had with Dennis when he powerbombed you off the platform. I
Rest
mean,
in
of
peace,
course,
man.
in this, yeah, definitely rest in peace. I mean, of course, you went above and beyond that type of bump, which we'll see in this match tonight.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's why don't we get into it, man? This
Sure.
is this was a special match, and this definitely is in the history books of WFA wrestling. And why don't we get into this match, bro?
Okay. Let's do
All
it.
right.